Hello the internet, and welcome to another fast school holiday video workshop with the Scenario Library Innovation Studio and Library Children's Services. Now today we're going to show you how to make your own Zoetrope. This is an animation device created roughly 150 years ago, and it's going to bring your cartoons to life. For this workshop you will need 2 pieces of paper the same size, you'll need a pair of scissors, you're going to need some glue or some tape. Masking tape's really handy because you can draw over the top of it. Sticky tape is absolutely fine. You're also going to need some textures, pencils, that sort of thing, because you're going to be drawing cartoons. And you're also going to either need 1 super sharp pencil or 1 kebab stick, or if you're lucky, you need a Lazy Susan. Okay, so grab a piece of paper. What we're going to do is we're going to eventually cut this into 2 strips that's going to make up our Zoetrope. And we're going to have a total of 10 frames of animation. Now, to do that, what I want you to do first is to take both ends of your paper and fold them so they make like a little bit of a sandwich there. We want this to be pretty exact. We're going to end up with 2 folds in our paper, and they want to be pretty much the same. There we go. So if we open this out right now, we don't need to open it out, it'll look like that. There you go, you might see a leaflet like that or something. And then we're going to fold it again and make this fold nice and crisp. Brilliant. And now I want you to fold it this way. We are going to cut a little chunk off the side here. Don't go halfway down, but you want to be almost halfway down. Like that. See that there? And snip it off of the side. This is going to be the little window that you look through. It'll be twice as big when we unfold it. Now you need to do the same to this side as well. So get level with your hole and then snip down to it. Perfect. So you should end up with something like that. We're going to gently unfold it just a bit. What you want to do is make sure, see it's all higgledy-piggledy folds. We want them all to fold in the same direction now. As you can see, it's sort of starting to form a roll already. That's what we're after. Now fold that closed again. Make sure you've got a good crisp fold line. We're just going to bend this a little bit. It's like about 1 centimetre. Nice crisp fold there. Okay, now explain why we're going to need that later. And see that middle one there? We're going to cut along the centre line. Okay, and now what we're going to do, we're going to stick them together. So get some tape, just to fold over here. There we go, that's pretty good. I'm just going to flip it over and see where it's gaping there a bit. We're just going to stick that down as well. There we go. So basically we now have one very long strip, and what we're going to do is we are going to draw in this kind of area here below the window. We're not going to draw below the fold, and we're not going to draw above the window. And we're going to draw a drawing underneath every single one. This is going to be our sequence. So what I've done is I've first drawn a little bird with its wing kind of pointing down, a little bit of a leg at the end, and there's its tail. And then I've got a ruler, and I've drawn very lightly across the whole thing where the tip of its ear is, all the way across, where the tip of its tail is, all the way across. And I've got a third one in between the 2, just so when I'm moving across and drawing my next frames, I can put the ears in the same place, I can put the tail in the same place if I want to stop it drifting up and down. Unless you wanted to drift up and down, of course. Then you can still use this as a guide to work out where you are for each frame of animation. Now you'll notice that each frame of animation is not within the rectangle paper you've got, it's within the gap pretty much. So I'm using the fold of each one to work out where the centre of my bird is. And then I'm drawing each one by one, with the wings flapping, until it forms a whole. So my very last drawing here, the wings are closed, you can see that, and the wings pointing down there, which brings me back to the very first one I drew, where the wing is almost at its lowermost point. Now, I've done this faintly in pencil so I can, well, as you can see, my first bird, I'm rather happy with it. And then I got a bit lazy and my bird started to look like pretty poor shapes. But I'm going to improve that now when I actually colour it in. And I'm going to do mine red because that should show up quite nicely. Now, as I said, I'm very happy with my first bird, so I'm going to pretty much follow that exactly. And I'm going to have a red bird, but I'm going to give it a couple of green stripes on its wing, just to give it a bit of extra something. You know, you could just do this as a silhouette, but that's not what I'm going to do. Okay, we're almost ready to get this on a base now. So what we're going to do is, where we have that fold before, we're just going to snip along each little fold we've got up to that line, because we're going to fold each tab onto a piece of paper in a second and stick it down. There we go. Lots of little tabs. Brilliant. Get another piece of paper. And luckily, when you put two pieces of A4 together like we have, the diameter is roughly the same as the width of the piece of paper, and because we've got a crossover bit, it's actually slightly smaller, which is really handy for us. Now bend all your little tabs just a bit so they sit flat against the paper. There we go. And then we're going to get a little bit of tape, and we're going to tape each one down. Start near the outside edge, so you don't find yourself coming off by accident, and make sure you're forming a circle. There we go. Not bad, huh? Now we're going to just trim off the excess bits of paper on two sides. You can cut it in a circle if you want, but really it doesn't matter too much. All you need to do is get a kebab stick or a pencil and poke it through the bottom, and then secure it in place with tape. Now I think I'm going to use a pencil. A sharp pencil is what you're going to need. So find the center and be careful not to rip anything. There we go. Look at that. Incredible. Poke it in and then use tape to secure it. Okay, once you've got your pencil in place, just hold one hand underneath it to keep it steady and use the other hand to spin it by spinning the pencil like that. Alternatively, pop it on a Lazy Susan, then put your eye to the window and watch the animation come to life. Okay, I'm very happy with that, but if you want to do a second animation, you don't have to build a whole new zoetrope from scratch. You can cut a strip of paper the same height as the base of the windows, draw your animations along it, and then pop it inside. You can do that as many times as you like. We hope you enjoyed this workshop. We hope you enjoy watching your cartoons come to life, and to see what you need for the next Fast School Holiday Video Workshop, keep watching. See you next time.
So we're going to be cooking mini zucchini pizzas. So what we're going to need for this activity is some bacon, which I've already chopped up and cooked. We're going to need a zucchini, some pizza sauce, and some cheese.